What are you doing?
Yo, what up, everybody?
Hi.
How we doing?
I missed you guys.
I missed everybody too.
I
2 week
know.
break. It felt like forever though.
Yeah, that 20 days that was supposed to feel like 90 felt like a long time too. Hey, at least we stayed gone though for the 2 weeks, right? So like at least the podcast did what it was supposed to do.
Up,
Hey, pretty
Derry,
girl.
Rocket Bear, Sea Bunny,
Wow. We got
Nacho.
a lot of people in here that aren't normally in here. What you guys
Yeah, we
doing?
got
What you guys waiting? What you guys want to talk about?
Money in the house. Oh, Unethically Savage. What's up?
God Lord.
We missed y'all too. It's good to be back.
I hope
Sorry, I'm
everybody
trying
had
to
a
get
great
through.
holiday. Did you have a good
Ooh,
holiday, Tux?
ooh, yeah. It was really great. Honestly.
What'd you do? Let's just do like a little catch-up sesh before we,
Mike,
cause
Spanish.
havoc like we typically tend to do.
Honestly, just sat here with the fam the whole time. Like
Yeah.
we didn't do much. We went to like that light thing out there.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Um,
The light, whatever. No, I can't fall back on my chair because there is no back to my chair anymore, Bunny. That night
yeah,
that it popped, that was like the last caboose. And then one of the kids hopped on it and took the whole back of the chair off. So I'll be
welcome to
starting a
Betrayal.
17-hour live and GoFundMe to buy a new chair.
Yeah, the chaos is definitely crazy. Um, it,
You came over to my house. You came and we
I
hung out.
did, I did.
We did, and we had mimosas and little breakfast cupcakes.
Yeah, yeah. You got
That was
drunk,
I didn't get drunk.
not with me though. You were
Okay, I
hungover
was
the
a
next day.
little drunk by
You
the
and
end.
your husband decided to get drunk in your own
But
home.
no,
That's okay.
but I feel like I can still blame this on you because I was cool. I was just having mimosas with the girls, me and your mom and Daners, and like we were just chilling, having a little hangout with some mimosas. And then you had to step in and be like, "Oh, I remember when Kat used to be cool
They want
and
to
would
know how your
drink
ass
whiskey with
is.
us." How my
How's your
butt is?
How's your
My
butt?
butt is healed. However, I have to get an MRI of like my whole spinals
Yeah.
because I think I really messed something up. So, and I'm currently in a flare right now, so that's good time. If it wasn't our night back, I would have canceled. I would have canceled tonight. That's a really good way to like intro this, don't you think?
Yeah. No, I
Because
mean,
like I have feelings about that. Like
about
let's
what?
really talk about
No,
like
the FBI whiskey did not come out. It has
no.
yet to ever come out. I still
Tux
legitimately have it
now
in my
has
wallet.
my husband buying fancy, super expensive whiskey at random times. So,
Oh,
um,
speaking of which, yeah, Sea Bunny, great one. How's your lidocaine addiction going?
I'm gonna have to admit that I fell off the wagon. I am currently covered in biofreeze, not the patches, but I do have the spray on. I do use my body wrap. I know there's never any videos of me in it because the body wrap is really used for when you leave the house.
I got you.
You don't just like hang out in it. I wore it over to you, to your place the night that we came out, and it
Yeah.
helped a lot. It kept me going a lot longer than normal. But like back to this receipts thing. Like, first of all, like I feel like we should probably have like a definition of like what do you need
Fantastic.
to be a receipt? You know what I'm saying? Like what I think everybody has a different definition of it, and everybody has
You just type B.
like
Mhm.
like how much do you need to see for someone else showing you before you'll just go and like look for yourself? And I've tried to like be really like broad on my page for it, and I've taken some shit for it because it's like, oh well, you're platforming this creator and this person did this, and like that's not what I'm trying to show you guys. I'm trying to literally show you every single page that you should be looking on, because I'm not going to go and take somebody else's content and put it over on my page. I'll do some duets here and there just to kind of keep people, but I feel like if people haven't watched my videos and then gone and looked especially through Brittany's videos, I don't know what other receipts people need at this point. I really honestly don't. Because it's all there, right? Like we have audios, we have lie detector tests, we have screenshots of conversations that by the way definitely weren't altered, seeing how an apology was issued for them.
I mean, this is a good one to go into.
Right. And like I'm kind of waiting for receipts to show that I'm wrong.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Because
don't get me
everything that
wrong.
I've shown, because I mean, you just came back, right? Like you just decided out of nowhere today to be like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm your
Well,
husband.
it wasn't really out of nowhere. It's out of what we
Right.
learned today. The stories that we heard today. I mean, I haven't been like out of the loop, obviously, because you're telling me shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then the calls that I still get, even though I'm not on the app and or
Mm-hmm.
wasn't on the app. Um, but and you're right about the receipts thing, because for what is like concrete evidence to us
Right.
is nothing to somebody else as long as they like him. Like that's the thing that I've learned, like with this whole TikTok thing in
Mm-hmm.
general, is that, and I have to keep reminding myself, and I brought it to you a couple times too. Like Bill Cosby still has fans. Ted
Mm-hmm.
Bundy had fans.
Mm-hmm.
Jeffrey Dahmer had fans. Like
Right.
the worst of the worst have always had fans, and people will ignore that to stay with that. You know what I mean?
Because and the same goes for anybody who believes you or me or
Yeah.
engages with us. Like at a certain point, like my goal here is not to have his diehards be like, you're right.
And that's a good
Oh,
point.
you're right. Um, and there never is any. Or if we get a receipt, it's this half receipt. Like for example, the Wounded Warriors fundraiser. There was a fundraiser that transpired. I think over $2,000 was raised. I don't remember the exact amount.
It was over 2,600.
Okay. So we'll say over 25 to
Charles
be
Manson got
safe.
married.
Charles Manson did get married.
I mean, so
We'll
like,
say we'll say right around the 26 or above to be safe. 25, right? We'll say
right.
25. Um, that's a really easy thing to just be like, no, here you go, and shut that down within 5 seconds. It's a
Do you think
super
she's
easy
gonna be
thing.
audited like we were threatened to be audited?
No, because nobody actually gets audited from this. Like people
Well, I know
just
that, but
spring
like,
these random things into like the wind. It's ridiculous. It
yeah, I
and
think
then just to like be as like open as what we were with like everybody, literally everybody, just be like, yep, we'll talk to anybody. Whoever wants to talk, come talk to us. My brain hurts from the last like 4 days of because I made you come with me and you made me come with you into phone calls so that we had each other because you can't trust anybody, like literally nobody, I
true.
feel. Um, like my brain hurts. Doesn't your brain hurt?
But yeah, no, like, and it's beyond the brain. Like my heart hurts.
Yeah.
In all honesty, just because like the more that's going to be coming out, like obviously we can't get into 100% of all details of everything yet because of what
Some, just
is
not I'm
still
not gonna take away from other people that are
right.
it's their life.
um is some of the people on the app that I did genuinely come to like and thought that they were the real deal, and then come to find out they're like impersonating being an ATF officer,
Yeah.
when in fact they're not.
Yeah.
Because if you're undercover as an ATF officer and you're supposed to be undercover, you're not going to go tell the whole world like this person has.
Well, and
Um,
especially, you're not gonna tell people that that's what you're doing and then only go to one side and get their whole story and pretend like you want to help them per law
right.
enforcement, only to find out, like, no, you're not. I mean, I can't say, "Oh, is your face?" Like, I can't say whether or not he is one or not, right? Like, I can't prove that he's not. But, like, if
But
he is,
actions, no,
it's
but
just a
here's where
little
I will push
weird,
back.
like,
Ship is
load.
actions do speak louder than words, right? So actions are literally saying that he's not an ATF agent. You can't be undercover of ATF and then tell everybody you're undercover. Like it doesn't work that way.
Right. Oh, man.
you you know what I mean? So like it literally because that's defeats the whole purpose of it being undercover, especially what he was claiming he was undercover for.
Right.
And you're telling all his closest friends that you're an
Right.
undercover ATF agent. You're not an undercover ATF agent.
And I had no clue that it was the same person, right? Like I didn't realize that that's who it was. And I'll just go ahead and say it out loud. Like All Money has been reaching out to people and telling people he's an ATF agent. And well, what's your side of the story? And what's your side of the story? And it's kind of like, well, if we can all go around and make allegations and we can all pretend like we want to know the truth, like, has anybody actually tried talking to every single person, even the people that we don't like, even the people who might create content that we don't agree with? We don't like their attitude, their mannerisms. We don't agree with them politically. We find all these reasons not to watch every single part of the story. And then it's people that are still like, where's the receipts? Where's the receipts? And it's like, go and look, because they're everywhere between everybody's pages. But you have people that expect one person to recover all of it or re-explain all of it, and that's nobody's job.
As far as Daphne goes, Daphne's going to be speaking on her own case.
Yeah, I think
So I'm
Daphne
not
is
going to be
gonna
speaking on
speak
that.
for herself, and I encourage anybody that I support. I guess encourage would be the wrong word. Like, I fully support anybody coming out and saying what they want to say. And I think that to try to be unbiased, if we really do want to know the truth, we don't just want to be right, we want to know the truth, then you'll listen to everybody. You'll have an open mind with everybody, not trust them, not want to be friends with them, not go out for drinks with them.
Well, but I think we proved that today, right? Because obviously most people in this chat know exactly how we feel about Daphne and her boyfriend. We're not
Right.
bringing her boyfriend into it, but
No.
we were asked if we'd still have a conversation with her
Mhm.
today. And we both sat down on FaceTime for well over an hour, almost 2 hours,
Mhm.
and heard her out.
And listen.
And I'm at fault for not listening to her in the first place, in all honesty, because of my bias towards her,
Yeah.
and whatnot. And and as far as like the All Money situation goes, with him acting as an ATF agent, one, it's a highly illegal to do that.
Mhm.
Two, we vetted that from numerous sources, some that don't even have anything to do with anything.
Right.
And when you bring it up to some of these people, they're like, "Oh yeah, he told me he was an ATF agent." So he's like
Well,
telling
here's the thing
everybody clearly.
on this, Marie, and I'm guilty of not realizing this either. She never did. She never did. She never told her story. She never said anything about it, about that specific thing. Now, like, my issue with, like, like we've said, like, we are not fans of who she is dating. I'm not okay with anybody, and I'm not saying like these people are now good. This is now a good person. I think what I'm more concerned with is just finding out the truth now at some point. Like, especially since we got involved, you know what I mean? We got pulled into the second time around. They didn't have to include us in the comeback tour. And I wish that they wouldn't have, because now I'm even more pissed. And now I want to know the answers even more.
All I will say when it comes to Daphne is, for everybody that's in here, just hear her out when she decides to come out with her story.
Right. I mean, you don't have to like anybody.
Hear
Like,
her with open ears, with an open heart, and genuinely hear her when she actually does talk. And
and I feel like we should include that for everybody. I don't
true.
even care if it's Kingery him damn self. Actually listen to what people are saying, not what you want them to say, not the narrative that you want to be right. If you actually just listen to all of them, every single one of them, stop removing them, stop blocking them, stop reporting them, because then the videos come down and then nobody can see what happens afterwards.
And I
Just
agree, Marcia, on
actually listen.
she did pretty much discredit herself, or what it felt like, at least at the
Mhm.
time. And mind you, like, some of the things that one Cat and I have been told, not just from Daphne or any other women that have been involved in this, is it's extremely heavy, um,
Mhm.
of what we've had to hear. And I don't know if there's a right way to really handle this when you're the victim.
No, and that's why I just think everyone should be heard. And then
Right.
you decide for yourself. And like I'm trying very hard to like to not let my opinion like sway me from listening to just anybody. And like I've had multiple people that I never thought would want to talk to me have wanted to talk all of a sudden.
Can we tell about the
And
plan?
the what?
The Kingery plan that we can
But see,
tell
this
from
is
first.
another one that, like, I've never said this out loud because, like, I don't have a screenshot of the conversation. I don't have a recording of the conversation that I had with her. So this is literally just based on, either, you believe it or you don't.
I'm
But I
talking about,
mean,
like, back in April when all this kind of came back around,
mhm.
Kingery coming back on the app, like, from our perspective of how
It was
we
all
were
very
we were
orchestrated that I
even
didn't
manipulated.
see until afterwards. Like, there were mutuals that were used to make sure that we, of course, were informed that one of the allegations that came forward was over embellished and the girl kind of was going back and forth and the rest. And I had no problem correcting that. You had no problem correcting that. But really, it started like before that came out because it started with us being asked to attach onto a fundraiser and to help support another creator who was going going through some hard times with her health, right? And this big fundraiser came out. I don't think that that creator had anything to do with any of this hoopla or all the rest of it. But it was,
That was Rose. We can say, like, 'cause
right. I mean,
I
yes,
don't
the
believe she had
fundraiser was
any
for Rose, but I do not believe that she had anything to
and
do
I
with
don't know.
anything. But it was to make sure, that me and Tex were definitely on board for it. And there was a reason for that. I mean, yes, did it benefit this woman? Absolutely. Did it help her? Yes, and I don't regret it for 1 second.
Mm-mm.
But it was, like, the next day when both of us were like, "What in the fuck?" Like, because then all of a sudden, Kingery comes back. And it was messed up, but admitted that there was a different video, right, to bring him back, and then the plan changed. So they capitalized off the fundraiser. Absolutely. And I know that because I was told that. Like I was told that the timing of him coming back was very much so intentional, was very meticulously organized because it needed to be because the truth needed to be out there. Um but really what it was never about vindication. It was about revenge from like the beginning. Dude, who is this? Can we
That
just like
beach guy? Yeah, I don't
yeah,
know who he is.
we'll do a timeout first. I don't know if
Just
you're
just block him.
like what your deal is. You're not even having anything like
Damn.
consistency. There we go. I mean, not consistency. Consistency was key with that guy. Holy shit. But it was definite. And then like I feel like for us to be able to discredit one girl, like that was very capitalized off of as well. And it was like, boom, we're going to go, we're going to run with this, we're going to make, and now all the rest of the girls look silly. And we've got, the loud mouths controlled, the loud mouths being me and you. We've got them handled. Now we're going to go be friends with Lawless. We'll get this one handled. And it was like, A, like how mentally exhausting was that? And B, like, you would have been fine without the revenge tour. He would have come back, danced around in his gray ass sweatpants. The girls that love him will always freaking love him. And I say girls because I guarantee you that that dude's following is like 99% female. I highly doubt that he's got a bunch of dudes following him. But like it would have worked out fine. It would have been just left. But the problem is that all these girls were made out to be liars during that, which drove me insane. Like it was starting to get to me like a couple weeks in. And I feel like I did a disservice to the original 2 girls that like I did this for to begin with. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because there were 2 girls that were involved in this who we have personal relationships with. not within the TikTok, community. And that's what set us off as hard as what we were set off to go that hard, was because we knew these girls. We knew these girls personally. We knew they weren't full of shit. We knew they weren't lying. But I feel bad.
Honestly, there's more than Rose that he was using.
It was all of them. All of them. And if you
It was them, it was us, it was some of our friends that happened to be mutuals with them.
Their friends.
Destroyed friendships, all sorts of things. All this just to get him back on the app, because at the end of the day, his power is the app, right? I mean, that's why he was able to quit being. I know we got accused of ruining his career, but mind you, he was never fired from any of the allegations.
Not only that, but let's just talk about the career thing, because look at his new career now. Look at how quickly he was able to put together. I mean, it couldn't have taken that much time to put together the Say Something video. No offense. Cringe. But that was all prepared, ready to go. Like, that means that you wrote all this while you were going through PTSD, while you were so whatever. So you were going through all these motions, writing this music to come back and capitalize off of the drama that surrounded it, that you hated so much. They all do it. Like they hate it so much. Like, oh, don't put that out there. Don't say that. Fuck them. They're lying. But then they create this noise around them to either swoop in and start doing the freaking rankings, right? Like, the amount of fuckery and vile disgustingness that goes on within those rankings and those battles, like, blows my mind. And the amount of money that is going back and forth between these people is insane.
Udi is 100% involved in all of this. More is going to come out.
I mean, and when we go to like allegations, they all knew, and they all knew which ones were real and which ones weren't real, and they all played sides with each other. Like, you'll see, texts from Udi saying this, but then saying this to somebody else's face, and then this, and then it's.
I mean, we already saw, like, Udi's obviously a cop, and we've seen the racist jokes that he puts in text messages.
Yeah, listen, I'm not saying that they weren't racist. That's not what I'm saying, because they were. Like, let's just get that straight right off the rip. But the way that they set people up to put those in the text messages as like this, well, now we've got blackmail on each other if any of us ever flip, or, we won't tell on each other.
That's even worse.
It is. I mean, it is. I'm giving context.
Yeah.
To the situation, and
you can't come up with any other.
I feel like a lot of people don't know that part, that like those were intentionally.
Yeah, they did, like, what they call it, blood in, blood out.
Yeah, something like that.
And so then they started doing all the racist, bigoted jokes,
right?
If you will. I mean, that's what they're considering them as. That way, if text messages do get released, which they have been, they can show that, like, oh, we were doing this just in case things got released. But you kind of knew that.
But they like it when they do.
Oh, 100%.
They like it when it gets leaked. They like it when it gets dropped. They may not like it, but they capitalize off of it. They do. They absolutely capitalize off of it. Absolutely.
And that's the thing. Like, and so I think that, like, I mean, I've heard. Well, I better not say that, but it's just gotten to the point now, like, that this whole thing, like, the more that just keeps coming out and getting told, like, the behind the scenes that nobody sees.
Yeah,
it's extremely disheartening, and it's not just from one source. It's not just from two sources. It's not just from three sources. It's from 10 plus sources, confirming all these stories at all different times,
and then
people that are involved and people that are not involved.
Right.
So,
and
like,
then I hate it though when they're like, but I don't want it put out there. Then why did you come to me? Why did you come to me? Because you don't care what I think. Like, let's be honest. Like, none of these people that have like come to us, like, oh, I want you to know. Y'all don't actually like us. Like, I mean, maybe some of you guys do now, but you didn't, and
some of the viewers, like, even
there's a reason why you're hitting me up, and it's because you do want it put out there. You just don't want to put it out there.
But they're
which
not
is
like
fine.
even beyond the $2,600 that was raised, there was other false fundraisers that were presented in a way
Well,
that
there was
they
a fundraiser raised for what? It was the creator who, I mean, do we even talk about that one?
uh, uh,
Allegedly, you know what I mean? Like, and I'll see what kind of I just don't know what kind of proof I can get to back it is the only thing. You know what I mean? But like we have seen multiple of these people from this group do fundraisers and say that one thing happened to them only to find out that something totally different happened to them. It's money being raised on very false pretenses from self-induced behavior. I guess that's a good way to put it. So, like, if you are going to be like, you want this, like, this is what it's about, right? Like, they want to be famous. Like, this is being famous. Like, now you are under a microscope. Now people talk about you. People are going to have opinions. And when you do stuff, make sure you're not telling everybody else about it if you don't want it to get out. Like, you want to be in the limelight. This is being in the limelight. Don't raise money saying that something bad happened to you when really it was self-induced and you just went overboard. But now we're all going to raise money to help you because of your misfortune when that's not what happened.
and a lot of money.
A lot. Like
Like
a
it wasn't.
lot.
It was way more
Well,
than
not
$2,600.
just, I mean, oh, it was way more than $2,600 and still ongoing, right? Like, I mean, I'm pretty sure that there's still like wish lists involved. And I'm not
Y'all
hating
didn't
on wish
see
lists.
like
I'm
you're
also
not
not
gonna
hating on
see,
anybody trying to get famous.
and
Like, I'm not.
some people are talking about Sam. Sam deleted her TikTok today.
Yeah, Sam completely deleted from what we can see. She deleted her TikTok
So
today.
you won't be seeing any receipts anymore, definitely from Sam, because she deleted TikTok.
I mean, this is also like, I have to just tell you, like, we have a source and maybe I can get proof of my source when I'm off of this podcast if y'all so demand. They're not together anymore, anyways.
Which
Or
might
this
be,
is another like PR stunt, right? Like, oh, well, we're not together, and oh no, I'm gonna flip
and that's
here.
where like the discrediting comes from. Like whenever they're
Right,
so good at manipulating and doing things, it's like, okay, is this for real? Because they were just doing a video 2 days ago or a day ago with each other.
right.
So
Okay, I think maybe she just blocked you, Tex. There's a possibility that she just blocked you.
oh, right off the rip.
I mean, yeah.
Holy shit.
She may have just blocked you that fast. Check on
For
Dana's.
for somebody that has my number and had no issues telling me over the phone how she felt about me.
Well, and that's the thing that's driving me the most nuts, right? Is like, girl, you have my phone number, but you're going to our mutuals. You're going to our mutuals and like crying to our mutuals and trying to get our mutuals to make videos for you.
Yeah, she didn't block me.
She
She's
didn't,
gone. Account not found. That's semantics.
unless she's on another one. I did,
No,
Megan.
this was some. This was some,
But I have to disclose that as just hearsay for right now. But I might be able to get a
oh,
screenshot of
damn,
that. But
maybe
that's
she,
my other thing. Like, and then if I post a screenshot, there's always going to be someone that's like,
oh,
"Oh,
maybe she
you
did block
altered
me.
that."
Her account is still there on your end. Okay,
Yeah,
maybe
everybody
she
else.
did block me. All right.
Ha!
Damn.
She was like, she saw that she heard that train a coming and was like, "Nope."
All right. Well, my bad. I take that back. She didn't delete. Yeah. She's
Yeah, Jedi just said it
well,
shows that.
so okay, so here's another one that I personally would like to get into because this one did quite piss me off when it happened. What was the stolen valor one?
Yeah.
So I don't know if y'all remember when Rick was running on live claiming that Flawless Lawless was stolen valor. They were using that language. Then they changed it to something else,
She
Valor.
got you blocked, boo.
Oh, she does. Damn. And that if he was wrong, he was going to delete his account.
Mhm.
Yeah, he was not only wrong, he was dead ass wrong with some of the most valuable.
Like, I wish that I could
So
get a
easy
video
to
of that
research.
live because it was so unhinged, and I
Oh
think
yeah,
that
they were
people
all
really
unhinged.
forget that live.
And he remains. So he can go out again. He's a veteran.
Yeah.
false valor. Okay, that's
He
what
said
it
it was
was.
his get out of jail free card.
Huh?
Yeah, it was his get out
So
of
you were
jail
willing to
free
put your
card.
whole ass chest
Yeah.
out there
Yeah.
talking about I will delete my whole account
Yes.
if I'm wrong, and then all of a
Yes.
sudden it get oh wow. It's funny how that
Yes.
works. It's what we call a bitch.
Yeah. No, that one drives me nuts because like so little research was done on it. And like from the moment that the rumor got started till the time that they like put it out there, like, bro, do a little due diligence, just a little bit.
Well,
Go
what these
look
people
at
don't
some
know
other
is that
stuff. Go look it up. Like maybe ask her directly. She would have just sent you over her info because I mean, other people were able to prove that she was a veteran like that
well, but
while
not
they were
only
live.
that, like, and let's go with the manipulation here, right?
Mhm.
Sam and Kingery
Mhm.
were talking to Lawless,
Mhm.
buttering Lawless up, going, "We don't know what's going on." While
And
going
that they
to
were
Rick,
upset about it, that they were mad about it, that they had
well,
no idea that it was coming.
and then went to Rick
Mhm.
and was fueling it.
Mhm.
Yep. She can't be stolen valor. She's a piece of shit. That's Kingery
Mhm.
literally called her a piece of shit.
Yes.
And text messages. I believe you posted those.
Yep.
Yeah, I get blocked by Scott D. Henry every time too. He's
Yeah, same.
But they were trying to butter up Lawless
Mhm.
to get her to drop the police report.
Because they were worried that another one was gonna get filed from Daphne. That's what they were worried about. We have to make sure that we get Lawless to drop hers because if Daphne files one, then that's 2, not just 1, and it's gonna be a lot harder for him to keep his job, even with just 2 allegations.
Yep.
But Lawless, she never backed out of it. She never changed
She never
her
retracted her
story.
statement.
She never retracted. All she simply said was that I mean, she explained it a little bit better today if you guys wanna go over and check out her page. But it was, basically they told her that without the videos that they thought they had, that she didn't have a case. So oh, damn, Fiegel. Okay. Fiegel's just going at it in the comments. But no, Jen, I legit said that to Pribs today. I said at this point now, I'm starting to understand the appeal of a whiteboard. Starting to actually understand the appeal of it. Will I ever do it? Absolutely not.
Oh no, I'll never be a part of any type
The
of way.
closest thing to a whiteboard that I'm getting is Brittany's Instagram stories. Like that is a digital whiteboard of everything. There's a ton of stuff in there. I mean, there's multiple creators that are talking about this from their own experience or from what they're hearing. And I get that some people are like, well, why? Like, why even still talk about it? Well, because I want to. Because I was involved in it, whether I wanted to be or not, especially for the comeback tour. And then watching how many people they screwed over and how many like friendships kind of got fucked with during it. And everybody questioned their own reality and everybody didn't know who to trust. And I feel like we all should still be like, you need to stay that way a little bit. Like you don't know who you can trust. You can't take me at face value. You don't know me. Go and look at other people and what they're saying and then just put it together. That's the only way that you can really do it. What is Dana laughing at?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah, I'm like, in all honesty, so like I genuinely liked All Money. Like I loved his content. I always felt like he was a straight up dude. The way that he handled even even the rankings thing.
Yeah.
And then come to find out, like it seemed like is what he was doing, and I could be wrong, but this is what it sounds like to me because of how much when it comes to the ATF agent thing, he was
Mhm.
going to some of Kingery's victims,
His victims.
claiming to be an ATF agent so he could help them and get their side of the story. And then going back to Kingery and telling Kingery what exactly
What they
their
were
story
saying.
was. So it gave Kingery an upper hand to spin that story. And so, I mean, and the content violations people knew about this. And from what I
Mhm.
understand, took a vote on whether to even keep Kingery or not.
Mhm. Yep, there was a vote.
And because of how much Kingery brought in, they decided to keep him on tour, knowing of all these allegations.
Mhm.
So that means everybody on content violations that knew about it chose money over doing what was right.
That's what all of them are choosing at this point now. That's what all of it is. It's just money and rankings. And like literally, some of them don't even like each other. Some of the ones that you see that are going live together and playing nice don't even fucking like each other. They don't.
So
But
I
they
don't know
know
much
that it's
about
marketable.
comedic
They know that it's
Cody. In all honesty, I don't know why he departed. I don't even know who he
don't
is.
know. Like he has not been brought up in any of the conversations that we've had.
Nope, not one.
Nope.
I
You
haven't
gotta
heard his.
remember, like, what content violations originally was, and then you intro that small group that kinda came into content violations, and then all of content violations fell apart because of them. Because the original group was a group of good people, like, they were out, they were doing fun stuff, they were making fun content, like, it was fine, but I swear to you, like, it was the rankings. Dude, like when the rankings came to be a thing on TikTok and the gifting became a thing on TikTok, everyone got really ugly.
Well, if you notice on King's apology video to Lawless, it's gone now.
Yeah, he removed it. He's not sorry anymore.
Apparently, he's not sorry now that Lawless wants him to take accountability for his shit. As far as Taco goes,
Stuff that like we're just not gonna talk on tonight without having a little bit
yeah,
more.
I need a little bit more.
I need a little bit more proof.
But if what I have heard, it's not good. Like, it's not good.
And it's definitely all like being like just skeezy with money and like here money, here's money, 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 money. And it's like I get that we're
like,
all broke right now.
honestly,
Don't get me wrong, but like at what cost are you doing this now? Like at what fucking cost are you she removed her receipts, her cut off Wounded Warriors
I mean,
Project donation.
the queen of receipts got rid of receipts,
Shocking.
doctored receipts.
Shocking.
So, like, for me, like, because more's going to come out. I mean, about auctions that they've held, about fundraising that they've done, about some of the shit that happens on at their shows, which we know. I just
I feel dumb.
are we going to be able to like fully provide 100% receipts of a lot of this?
No, we're not the court of law. That's not what
But I can tell you
we're here to do.
from people that are involved and from people that are not involved. A lot of these stories have been collaborated that they didn't even know. Like, so like talking to person A and person B, don't know that we've talked to person A or person B, don't know the stories, are legitimately telling the exact same story.
Yes.
Some people that are involved and were in the circle, and some that were outside the circle but still involved. Like it's
that's when like it kind of hit me today was when a very unlikely, person for me to talk to
and
said
that is something that I want to say. We 4 police officers all knew, some have witnessed, some have been told firsthand. 4 cops ignored.
Right.
Multiple allegations.
Right.
Not just one. Multiple allegations. 4 police officers ignored it.
Right.
And we wonder why victims don't come forward, especially when it's from cops. I'm not going to call it bash because that's not what I do, but it's sickening. It's
But
extremely
that's
sickening.
typically like if we're talking when it comes to people who have like more predatorial behavior, right? They do take jobs like that. They take jobs where they work within the community, where the community trusts them, where it's a good place to hide. It is like you see it with a lot of people. I'm not saying that like one is the same as the other, but I'm just talking like predatorial behavior in general. They take on those jobs. Police officers, teachers, priests, like pastors, they do all of that. Oh, like a lot of that. A lot of that. A lot of that.
It's true, Stony.
It's just sick to
Very
me
true.
is what it is. Like it's why you just sometimes you just have to watch people's own self-inflicted behavior.
Yeah, Pribs. Yes, I mean, men who are married or in relationships were okay with having other women. Yeah,
Turned out to be
yeah,
shit.
that's
Did.
and then they all cover for each other, and
Jesus,
then,
Fiegel.
huh?
Fiegel. I'm just like here for his bluntness in the comment section tonight. He's like, we should have just sent Fiegel a damn link. You want a link, Fiegel? Got 20 minutes left. You want to come on and yell about some shit, buddy?
Yeah. So,
But when
I
their stories
mean,
started collaborating without them even knowing each other, that's what did it for me. And me and you saw that happen today, like a big prime example with
so
the
I know.
conversation that we had today and then one that nobody knew about and the stories matching up completely. And I'm like, there's no way that anybody knew about this.
I have no clue who Kevin Lawson is. Like
Mm-mm.
legit, none,
I mean,
no clue.
I think I still follow him. I've always followed him, but
I don't
I've
know who
heard
he is,
nothing about
but
him. He
he.
does a lot of like Christian content.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've never heard his name. TR's name has come up quite a bit because I didn't know who he was
Hmm.
until today.
Yeah.
Um,
And that
quite
he was
this
also aware of the allegations and one of the first to
and
know about not just Wallace's
participated
allegation, but everybody's allegation.
and voted to keep Kingery on.
Yes.
He was part of the vote to keep Kingery on, knowing the allegations.
That's what I said. Oh my God. I feel like the Facebook page was great. Hi. Just you over there in Facebook land.
Fiegel,
Get in
will
the
you?
box, Fiegel,
Mac's
like it's
feelings are hurt.
TikTok
Fiegel,
live.
can you answer Mac?
About what? Oh,
Yeah, Wood Talk was at
Wood Talk
TR's.
was at his place, yes. And from what a lot of multiple people have said was that he was very, very aware of it and very much so part of it. Okay, Fiegel, you go eat. Get a Snickers. Get a Snickers. You're a little angry.
Yeah,
But it just, I don't know. It goes back into like what I said right before we like left for break. You know what I mean? Where I was like, what the fuck happened? Like when I was talking about like OnlyFans and stuff like that. And it's like the same rules like apply here. Like, when did we get here? When did we get to the point that we're gonna be like this for like TikTok fame though? Like this isn't legit. Like you're gonna get your name on the thing and be in movies. And fuck, maybe you will someday. And I'm fully supportive of people who people want to go be famous. If you want to go be famous, go be famous. There's whatever. But like there's a reason that there's a negative connotation around it. You know what I mean? And it's because it comes with a price. And how much are you willing to sell out and to see how much these people are willing to sell out so quickly for just internet popularity, because it's not fame, it's popularity.
true.
My God, what would happen if you actually got like a big break? What are you willing to give up for that? Because you've already done all this. You've already
This is just
proven to
for
be this
like
horrible
pennies
human
on
and
the dollar.
stealing donations or not giving the donations or raising donations under false pretense. Or even if you're one of those creators that just swoops in with the drama and starts acting all big and bad with a mask for TikTok rankings. Like TikTok rankings is like the new street fight. Like what?
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
mean,
do rankings and
w
then what? Then what are you? You're
like, we've
cool
seen
now?
some of the celebrities get charged with certain crimes, whether it be Harry Weinstein or others,
Harvey. Yeah.
and we wonder, like, how does this happen?
Mhm.
After hearing, people, I kinda get an understanding of how it can happen, so, like, when you hear stories from coming from, like, even a Daphne, who
Mhm.
you may feel is a villain or you may not like,
You may still
and
consider her a villain afterwards and
you
believe her or not
may
believe her, you don't
you
know.
you may even go as far as going like, "Well, why this? Why this?" Just realize that these situations should never happen to begin with, and so
Mhm.
dealing with something that shouldn't happen to begin with, you can't really dictate like, "Well, I would never do that." Well, you've never been in that situation probably.
Right.
And so but you see, like, why someone like Harry Weinstein can get into the
Harvey.
situations that he is because, I mean, look what's happening just on the old TikTok, like, people
Man,
trying to be TikTok famous.
I hate to bring up Trump, but it's very Trump-esque of the narrative that you can if you're famous, you can just do whatever you want. I can shoot someone going down Fifth Avenue, I can grab a girl wherever I want. Like, they get this mindset that everybody wants them, and then they think that they're entitled
Well,
to grope on people or just these girls should be so blessed because I want to, and it's so disgusting, but it's like this false power. And there were tons of other girls, like there were a lot of them. I'm
yeah,
not saying
I
that these
can't answer for anybody else in all honesty.
do not know.
I don't know why, I don't like, maybe they're not being told, maybe they don't care, I don't know. I'm not gonna I can't I
I
unfortunately
can't
can't answer
speak.
for them.
Yeah, no, I can't speak for any other content creators. Like, I just know that I wanted to address it because I was involved the first time. And then I, came back in and said, "Hey, just so you know, I made a little bit I made a fucking oopsie with this one, and this wasn't true." And but at the same time, like, I didn't come out and be like, "Everything's fine." And then boom, it was like a record deal. Boom, it was another CD. Boom, it was another ranking. It was alive. It was, and I'm like,
Well, I noticed before every song release, there was drama right before.
every time, every single time he would go back and remind everybody of what happened. And he'll say online that, oh, they drugged me and ran me off the app, but then like in your song you're talking about how you gave it up and you deleted it, so like which one is it?
And
Like in your
listen,
song you're telling me to say something, and I mean really you're talking about me. Even in the damn song you're talking about anybody from TikTok that went against you. Back then, I'm standing here, Lawless is standing there, everybody's standing here saying something like, "Hey, let's just make this simple. You and your girl take a lie detector test. We'll pay for it."
so the
That
one
was what we offered. We'll fully pay for it. Go to a reputable one and, just see if you pass it. See if Sam passes it. Like, what's it gonna hurt if they're so easy to pass and we're willing to pay for it?
yeah.
I don't see the problem here.
Well, I know that, like, you and I obviously since April have been raked over the coals
Mhm.
for this whole deal.
Mhm.
Every chance it got thrown in our face, and we took it. We had to. Uh,
Yeah.
I'll be the first to say that, like, now looking back, I'm not too sure that other female was 100% lying.
We'll never know.
Yeah, and we won't know, but based
And
on
it kinda
patterns,
seems like whoever wants to talk to me too always winds up talking to him after, and then they no longer want anything put out. That has
right.
now happened 3 different times where someone has reached out to me and, "Hey, I wanna do this," and I'm like, "Okay, cool, like, think about it," because it's literally what I any advice that I give anybody that, is like, "I wanna think about it." make sure that you really want to do it for sure. And then it's, well,
I had a
I talked to
conversation with
Kingery, or yeah, well, I talked to Sam, and I just don't think that I don't want to say it now. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. But it's so frustrating because I'm like, you're going to get advice from the people who are doing this to you. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know who Sam, Jess, or Taylor is.
nope, don't know that side. Don't know that part. And as far as I know, the other two girls, like, they don't want to talk on it. So,
I don't know who they are.
mm-mm,
um, to even answer, I haven't heard their names.
same Tony.
And now there's so many Sams and Brits, I can't keep half of them. Like, which one? What Brit are we talking about? What Sam are we talking about? Like, I don't
I
know.
know there's too many of them. There's too many
But
people.
yeah, it's gonna get crazy because more is gonna come out. I'm sorry we can't tell everything. My main thing is this time I want to make sure we're right,
Mhm.
like dead on.
Yep.
And because I'll admit we were probably a little careless back in November of 2021
Yep.
to run because the amount, like, mind you, we had 15 females come forward.
Yeah, 14, 15, I think was the number.
Um, and then obviously we saw Lawless put out hers, Derry put out her video, and then the one that wanted us to read her statement, like, I'll never do that again by any means.
No, never.
But yeah, and that's what I'm doing is I'm
Yep.
100% vetting all information. Like, it's not just, and that's why I say, like, when it comes to the voting that happened, when it comes to the ATF agent thing, like, that has been verified from
Through multiple, and that's why
a
we'll
lot
say
of
it.
people, like some that
Mhm.
aren't even involved in this stuff.
Yep.
And he told. So
Okay, wowza, what would you like? What form of receipt? You want a receipt for what exactly? Which part of what we're saying would you like a receipt for? And for you, what would be what you would need to see? I feel like that's a fair question to ask back. And that's kind of what I'm asking when it comes to people who are like, we just want receipts because, like, well, what kind? Because we've shown multiple. I mean, I'm waiting on receipts too.
yeah, not only is it illegal to impersonate a regular police officer, it's absolutely illegal to impersonate a federal agent.
Hmm.
Probably, like, yeah. I mean, that's how, in my opinion, that's how it was used to get intel from Kingery's victims,
That's what
was
it looks like.
all money going.
Oh, I do
Oh,
too, Hauser.
yeah.
I do too.
I have a feeling you're not going to get that receipt though, especially considering. Uh,
Yeah, I guess so. I didn't, but I don't think that he was coming to them like from his like all money account, like his mass dues.
so
Like
he
this,
was doing it in person, but then he also had a photo of him with a ATF seal behind him.
right,
Why it became believable to people was because of
right.
that. And granted, I get, like, anybody can do that, but at the same time, you don't know these people from Adam, and you don't,
Mhm.
like, and so all of a sudden you're being told, like you're going through this crisis of something that's happened to you, and then all of a sudden you have this guy say, "Hey, well, just so you know, like, I'm an ATF agent. Here's proof. I'm,
And then
got a
you feel
picture."
safe. Like you feel good. You feel like,
Yeah.
and then like I thought it was a little bit weird how he made sure that like, oh, well, Tex, you're not a part of the MDA scandal and you're not a part of this. And I was like, why is he making an effort to like clear Tex so loudly? And like that was weird to me when All Money did that. And I told you that.
No, you did.
I just feel like people like y'all are weird. I love all y'all, but like y'all are weird. Like really, really weird.
And actually, like, as much as, like, we can say that, like, play armchair quarterback or Monday morning quarterback, and be like, why would you do that? Like, but when you're in this situation, I can see, like, kind of how you might believe it. Not me so much, just because, like, I'd be like, why are you telling somebody you're an ATF agent undercover? Like,
Well, not only that, and I just we like I don't fucking trust anybody.
huh?
I'm just like, I need to see it all. I need to see and that's why this time around, like when Tex would be like, all right, you want to get on this phone call with this person? I'm like, oh my God, are you fucking kidding me? Sure, why not? Like, go. Because then you can get every single part of it. And that's the only way that you're going to find truth, is to go and look at every single person's side of the story, whether you like them or not.
Yeah, we do still work
I
for George
do,
Soros.
Bunny. I do work for George Soros, but that's not the point right now.
Yeah, we're not talking about that.
I'm not talking about that.
Well,
We
what are your
have to go
final
on break.
thoughts? We're at the top of the hour. What are your final thoughts?
What are your final thoughts?
Mine are that I'm disgusted. I'm disgusted that I'm disgusted at how much people can truly take advantage of people and just not even blink an eye. And it's hard for me to like wrap my brain around it because I just don't do that. Like even when we've done fundraisers, we don't touch the money. Like when I did the fundraiser for Lemire, 100% of everything went directly to Lemire's mom.
Mm-hmm.
When we did funds for Kentucky, it went right to Nay.
Yep.
No, we didn't touch anything.
Yep.
When we did it for the shelter, the woman's shelter, everybody donated directly to the woman's shelter. And that's, if I ever were to do one again, that's exactly how I continue to handle it, because then I don't have to worry about receipts, because we don't. Yeah, I mean, we made everybody prove their own receipt. So I mean, if we had to, we could just do that, but we wouldn't get like $1 grand total like she did. And at the end of the day, yeah, I mean, and here's the thing, Casey, I'm going to take that one too. Like we always say, question everything, but it's funny that we won't question the people that we adore the most.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it be Trump, whether it be Kingery, if you're a fan of his, no matter what, it's like all of a sudden, like the question everything goes, well, and then we make justifications for it.
Yeah.
And then we don't want to see the receipts because we like the person. We don't want to believe in it.
Kind of like you did with Joe Rogan today, but I mean, I digress.
Yeah. I mean, no, I'm not even a Joe Rogan fan. But I mean, and that's why I said, like at the very beginning, like we got to remember that Ted Bundy had fans,
Mm-hmm.
Jeffrey Dahmer had fans, Harry Weinstein has fans.
Harvey, for the 4th time. His name is Harvey.
What am I saying?
And Harry. And every time that you've done it during this whole thing.
What?
That's what made me choke. Yeah, it's Harvey. I've tried to correct you a couple times.
Harvey Weinstein. See, I don't know all these famous
He
people.
still has fans.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like Bill Cosby has fans. Like,
Yep.
So we know that like some of these, OJ Simpson has fans.
Mm-hmm.
Casey Anthony has fans. Like
whoa. Slow down there. Slow down there.
Have you seen I've seen the new documentary. Like, now I haven't changed my mind on her, but like at the end of the day, like if we're not willing to even criticize the people that we like and question them, then what good is it? That's why receipts aren't going to be good.
Want to turn on each other and all of them. Well, see, if I say it out loud, then it might not happen just because I said it out loud. But I feel
it's happening.
I feel that the Disney villain is going to have a plot twist story. I do. I feel like some damage control is going to try to be done now that we are no longer in a relationship this week or whatever it is. I think that if I had to like,
okay, why do we call her the Disney villain? Like that was the first time I've heard that today, and I'm like, I was confused.
I don't know. Someone told her that she looked like Maleficent one time, and then she really liked it, so she ran with it. So that's kind of what everybody calls her now. Maleficent is this one from Sleeping Beauty, the one with the horns on her head from Sleeping Beauty.
Oh, and of course you got her tattooed on you. That makes sense.
Well, it's a Sleeping Beauty arm.
Yeah, I mean,
rumor is that they are no longer. That's just the rumor, though. No full blown confirmation. I mean,
so your turn on final thoughts.
Make people earn trust. Like, if you're someone who prides themselves on loyalty and actually like know loyalty and what it is and what it entails, like surround yourself with those people, because there's so many bad people. And I know this isn't like a positive final thought, but like there are so many bad people, so many self-indulgent people, so many people that only do things for their gain and they don't care what they do to anybody to like get there. And they will use everybody, no matter how small your account is. Like I've also been talking to some creators that aren't known. They're smaller accounts, but they were manipulated. They were used. What about her mods that were sucked into this fundraiser? Like, what about those people? Because all those people are super hurt by this too. Like, just be really careful. Be careful what you spend your money on. Be careful who you're giving your money to, and be careful who you blindly follow. Don't blindly follow freaking anybody, nobody, and watch all sides of the story, even if they're people that you don't like. Not just mine, not just Tex, like everybody's, even the people over there that are saying no, they're lying. Go and listen to them. See why they're saying that we're lying, and go back and forth. And that's the
If
only way
you
that you're
believe,
gonna
and if you
know.
believe them, that's okay
That's
too.
fine. That's totally fine.
Who do we have on Thursday?
I haven't really set anything up yet because, it's me. But I have lots of people that I've talked to in regards. Hopefully it's going to be Chum, because that was the original plan, was that we were having Chum on the Thursday, or not this episode, but the following, but I have to check.
Okay.
I have to check. But always form your own opinion, critical thinking, no blind following.
And with that, we'll see y'all Thursday.